Hi everyone, hello. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Jen from Personal Power Wellness Coaching, and I'm here in the kitchen, and I had some items that I wanted to use up in a blended sort of creamy smoothie type of Nicecream combination, and hopefully it will come out tasty and nutritiously. I know it will be nutritious because of the ingredients. And so basically this is a creamy berry cauliflower Nicecream or puree. And it might include some coconut. I have some of the coconut. This is the solid coconut, I guess, fat from the coconut milk, and it came out really solid because I had it in the fridge. And then when I did open the can, the fat usually goes to the top. So if you like, you can remove it, and you can either do something with it separately, which is what I was thinking to do here, or you can throw it out if you don't want to have that fat. But otherwise, you can just take the can in a normal process and just shake it up, and that way everything will be homogenized again and smoothly combined so that the texture is completely smooth and creamy and homogeneous. So for today, I have my blender, and so that's what I'm going to experiment with. So we have our Brussels sprouts, and that is, these were little frozen Brussels sprouts. We have the coconut cream, which I will decide in the process if I want to use it, because it's so solid, and the fat sort of is not my primary desire to increase, but I may add some to have that creamy texture. And then here, this was frozen, so that's why it looks sort of weird. So please disregard the puny and paltry banana here. If you freeze it again, it'll be right as rain. But for now, these are some frozen mixed berries, which are still solid in the center. I took it out to defrost earlier today, and it's still not completely defrosted, and that's okay. So here we have the combination. So I'm going to take the Brussels sprouts. These are baby Brussels sprouts, which is about 200 grams or so of the Brussels sprouts. And then I'm going to add this completely mushy and melted banana. So let me I'm going to weigh it out. Sometimes what I say is, if in doubt, weigh it out. And so let's give that an added banana boost. Bananas usually really work well to give your recipes a thickness that you might want to incorporate a thickness / creaminess. So that's what we've done, 70 grams of that. And then finally the berries, which is, I think this is about 1 pound of berries. I just literally took the bag, the frozen bag, and I defrosted them yesterday. I thought I would have some, but then I did not. And that's why now I refroze them, which the bags usually say don't do that, but I don't always follow the rules of the bags because it usually works out fine for me, and I enjoy them just as much. So that's it. So these are still solid and hard and frozen, but not very, not super dense like ice cubes. And so I'm going to add it. It's about, maybe then this will be 300 grams. I'm going to add it to the blender, which you can see right there. I'm going to maybe move this up a little bit. That's it. So we're going to add that. And I'm not going to add them all at once because sometimes it takes time for the blender to warm up and begin to mix everything up. And then I'm going to add just a hint of the coconut, the solid coconut. I'm gonna put the scale over here so you can have a look as well of what Jennifer is doing. So here we are, and let's see how much we add. This is my first time using coconut cream, so you don't know until you try. If you don't like it, that's fine. You can always just never do it again. And if it's really, really bad, hopefully it won't be. I don't think it will be. If you need to, you throw it out. You shouldn't force yourself to eat something that is really not to your liking, because you know it's like forcing yourself to use up the important food that you should be having, but in an unpleasant way. And then I feel like, you know, you don't digest pleasantly enough, and it's just not good energy. It's not good energy in terms of consuming the food, because whatever you're putting into your body becomes your health, becomes your cells, feeds and nourishes all of your organs and muscles. So we want that to be as beneficial and satisfying and nutritious as possible. That combination with nutrition, satisfaction, satiety, without this kind of addictive, overindulgent behavior and attitude about it. So this was 22 grams of the coconut. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring it in here, and we're gonna give it a go. I think that it's going to be interesting. So let's discover that. Here we are. So with the Vitamix, when you're blending up these solid components, like for instance the Brussels sprouts, they were very round and whole, so you don't want to overwhelm the blender. Allow it time to work and purify the elements, and that way you can continue after that to add other items like the rest of the berries. If you wanted to add banana, you could do that. Yeah, so now that it's more or less kind of blended, that's it. I'm gonna add the rest of the berries and give that a go. So here we have the rest of our berries, and I'm gonna pop them in because berries are much softer than Brussels sprouts, and they will be more easy to demolish and break down by the blender, whereas the Brussels sprouts, like I mentioned, require more effort by the machine. And so, okay, so we added the rest of the berries, and now let me just actually mix that up a bit inside, because it often helps to allow for a smoother blending outcome. Truth be told, the reason I wanted to blend the Brussels sprouts is because sometimes Brussels sprouts, they're actually classified as a FODMAP food, which can cause more gas or bloating in your tummy. And if that's the case, you might need to cook them, so boiling them or steaming them so that they are more easily digestible by your body. But I love Brussels sprouts. However, I do know they give me some kind of gas. So I just wanna, with the remaining remaining 200 grams, I just wanna blend them up to make it more easily digestible and to produce something different using the coconut cream and the berries. Basically, it's what I have in the fridge, you know. So sometimes we do that when you don't know what to cook or you need to use your leftovers. There it is. So now it's super smooth. right, so I think that it came out very well. So far, it looks promising because it came out smooth in the blender itself as it was blending up. So now we're gonna have a try. So there it is, look at that consistency. It is thick actually. So it's quite creamy. Perhaps I can bring you in a bit closer with all my items over here, working in this kitchen. So let's have a look here. So great. All right, so terrific. So it does look, there it is. It looks quite poopy. So I'm gonna give this a try, just like that. So, it's good. You get the raw Brussels sprout taste, and the berries give it this dynamic color, and it's got some of the creaminess. It's even got like a bit of graininess because you've taken the berries and really pulverized them, broken down those mini seeds, and it gives it this nice texture. Very good. And I think that the coconut gives it that added creamy factor. So it's not overly sweet at all because it's just berries. And the Brussels sprouts as well are a green cruciferous vegetable. So I would say it is very, very nice. And the final thing that I would suggest actually is I'm going to add some carob powder because carob is a substitute for chocolate. And this one in particular would actually have a nice result and outcome if we made it with an added sort of chocolatey feel, like a depth and a thickness, without actually adding cacao powder, which has a bit more caffeine. So I'm gonna grab the carob powder. So just 1 second. Great, so this is the carob powder that I am using, and I will also now put this in too so you can hear me very well. So here's the carob powder that we're gonna go with today. Dragon Superfoods Organic. I'm gonna take 1 tablespoon, drop that in. And because it's a powder, it will have a little bit more thickness, I believe. So that's that. And I'm gonna just add a hint more of coconut cream. Yeah. Let me measure that out. So here we are. Let's pop that in. So just so you know, I added about, let's see if you can have a look there. We have added about ½ an ounce, so 11. So it comes out to 33 grams of coconut cream that we've added in today's recipe. So now let's give this a blend and we'll be on our way. The final blend up. All right, it's done, it's done. Mission is accomplished. We did this, we gave it a shot, and the final serving that we can share together, the taste, the delight, taste, And let's take a little bowl and, or maybe, yeah, that's all right. Let's take this one. That's the perfect one. I'm gonna take this one, bowl in hand, and pop this open. Let's have a look here. So there it is. It is quite thick, as you can tell. And put that to our side. Here we are. We're gonna serve this up a little bit. So grab your spoon. Here it is. All right, so check this out. You know, it's like, if you can tell. It is. And it looks like a berry. It looks like, yeah, a berry acai bowl, but it's not, no acai. It is just almost like a creamy coconut, Brussels and berries ice cream. 290 grams. Let's make this a good 300. There it is. Okay, 310. Swirl and twirl. And then you could definitely top this off if you wanted to with bananas. You could sprinkle some shredded coconut if you're especially keen on coconut. And you can also just try it on its own. And final taste. So it came out well. Interesting. Yeah. The carob is very light. You get the berries. You definitely get the Brussels sprouts. It has the fiber. It has been cracked open. The cell walls now have been totally triturated or pulverized. So this is like a good sort of smoothie alternative in the morning. If you're craving ice cream and you want something smoother or gentler for your digestion before you go into your solid foods. So that's it. Brussels sprouts, coconut cream, berries, and 1 banana. We did it. Thanks for tuning in, and see you next time for the next show. Bye. And goodbye from Jen at Personal Power Wellness. Berries and Brussels sprouts.